Well, here I am doing my best to hold up to my word. I guess what I'm going to call this video is the code on the Mercury. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I'll figure out a title for it. But at any rate, what's going on now, and I've had this problem for quite a while, but if I drive it correctly, nothing, it's okay. But what's going on is if I go from, if it shifts from overdrive into third gear, while under acceleration, or when it starts lugging down a bit, all of a sudden it'll kind of shudder a bit and it'll kind of hesitate. The overdrive off light, which is right up there, will start flashing like this, and sometimes a check engine light will come on, and that's right here. And the code is defined as pressure solenoid A short circuit. And what it is it's a solenoid on the transmission, a shift solenoid. And what has happened is the seals around the electrical connector on that solenoid have gone bad, allowing transmission fluid to get up into the electrical connectors of the plug on the solenoid, shorting out the circuits, and the transmission goes into like a fail-safe mode, or a limp home mode, where it won't go into overdrive, but it'll stay in a weird mode. It's in third gear, but it slips. And under normal driving conditions, when it goes in third gear, it doesn't slip at all. So I've been putting it off because I know how to drive it to avoid the situation. But I'm coming up on 60,000 miles, which is when I'll do my next transmission fluid and filter change. And when I do that, I'm going to get to the solenoid, which is up there. I got to take the pan off to get to that. So that's what's going on, the latest with the Mercury here. Otherwise, it's perfect, as you've probably heard in my other videos. To solve the detonation problem, I cleaned the mass airflow sensor off with brake clean, and it's working perfectly. I found the fix to that on just doing a Google search, and it's working perfectly now. And as Brent Henry told me, there'd be a power improvement, and yes sir, there was a power improvement. I noticed it. So that's the latest for today. Again, if anything special comes up, I'll do my best to catch it on video, but I'm just trying to hold true to my word here. That's what's going on with the Mercury. I had the Excursion for about a week or so, but I just got this because my dad needed to pull a trailer, so I'm driving this thing today, and it gets a little bit better fuel mileage than the Excursion, depending on the type of driving. If you're doing all highway driving, the Excursion beats it, believe it or not. It'll get 25, 26 miles to the gallon highway. This thing gets about 24 highway. Now in the city, the Excursion will dip down and way down and get about 16 to 18, depending on your driving habits and the type of city that you're in. If you're in a city with a lot of stoplights, you're going to get much less miles to the gallon than you would if you're in a city where there's not too many stops and you're doing 30, 40, 35 miles per hour. That's when this car will get about 20, 21. That beats the Excursion. But both of these beat the Silvrerado, actually. That thing, the best I've ever seen is about 15, 16 tops. But it's still a good engine, and it pulls well. It just likes to drink fuel. So, I've got this car for now. The Excursion's coming up on 210,000 miles, which I'll do a transmission fluid flush on that as well. And the pickup, the Silvrerado, is 1,000 miles away from the mile marker 200,000 miles. And I'm going to try to catch that on tape if possible. But I missed the Excursion because my mom had it down in around Kansas. And she rolled it over 200,000, and I wasn't there. Kind of a disappointment. So that's what's going on here. Other than that, not too much. I've got a lot of drag race videos from the International Speedway the Gateway International Raceway, as some people know it, in Illinois. I'm still working on converting those, loading them to the computer, and uploading them to YouTube. But it's been difficult because I don't have the internet. It's supposed to be up and running in about the next 3 days or so. So hopefully we'll get that resolved, and I'll be able to start putting a lot more videos on my main channel. So that's about it for August 15th, 2010. Good luck to you all.